it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that team stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Off and running here on a Friday. I am Brandon Bean. He is Austin Ward. We got our man Cam behind the glass, getting it in tight under the gun.
He's sweating in there.
On that Sports Center update. A-Word Sports, happy Friday, happy hour. What's happening, buddy?
It is great to be with you. It's been an awesome week.
It really has been, man. Just a couple of dudes in here talking ball, talking nonsense.
We are professional nonsense talkers.
Might be some more of that tonight. Who knows?
I bet we could cook something up.
I'm sure we could. You know what? I actually guarantee that we could cook something up for you. So it's really cool in this business. You get to meet a lot of cool people. And Adam King was texting me and called me a little bit earlier. He's like, "Hey, the brothers Styles, Sonny and Lorenzo, are coming in to do an interview about their sleep out that they do." And these last couple of years, I've gotten to do an interview with Sonny and Lorenzo both last year, and then Sonny the year before that. He was like, "You know, I'll probably wrap up around 5:50 with those guys if you want to record something." And I said, "All right, I don't know if that's going to work with timing because, you know, Common Man and Tim, they end their show at 5:56. Like our show starts at 6 o'clock. Luckily, Adam King went short for the first time in his life on something.
Ooh.
He finished it at 5:43. And then we were able to check in with Lorenzo and Sonny Styles a little bit earlier. We will play that for you. I need to edit it still on the fly, but we will play that for you coming up at 7:20 here this evening. But it was great to check in with those fellas.
Well,
always good opportunity to talk about something they're doing amazing in the community and then talk a little ball as well.
But now here's what kind of guy you are, because I know for certain that Sonny Styles and Lorenzo Styles would have waited to come on the show.
They would have.
They would have hung out. And you said, no, it's a Friday night. You're young guys. Maybe you have dinner reservations to get to. Both of them talk about their girlfriends. Mm-hmm. They've got to get out there. They got to do something. They're probably going to go squeeze another workout in at the Woody based on the way that these guys operate. But you said, no, we can get this in. We can get this edited. We can get it live. We can get it on the Buckeye Show for you tonight. That's the kind of guy you are.
That's the kind of guy I am, all right? We got him in. We were
a bunch of great guys and me.
Yes, for sure. And you. Let's include you in that.
Okay, great.
As well. I will say, I mean, I'm a bigger guy, Austin. I don't feel very small that much in my life. Like, there are certain people who you meet where you feel very tiny. One of them happens to be the guy who was our realtor, and Jake Ballard. I met Jake Ballard for the first time in my life, and I said, boy, I am very small.
He's a mountainous human.
I did a show with Bob for 5 years, and AJ would come in studio, and Schlegs would come in studio, and I feel normal around those guys. Sonny Styles is a guy who makes you feel small. He is a large human being.
That's the reason for so long there would just be these ongoing conversations. Can you stop starving Sonny Styles so that he can play linebacker?
Please.
Let him eat a cheeseburger. And I think that's one of the few times that I've been able to get. Now he's loosening up a little bit, Mr. All Serious Sonny Styles. But I was joking with him. I guess that's now been about 15, 16 months ago as he's making that move from safety to linebacker. I'm like, isn't it great that you get to eat food now? And he did smile and
well, he's not eating trash though.
But he's not.
That.
But he wasn't. He was eating ice cubes before. No sustenance so that you could play safety. And I think the move to linebacker has been just 10 out of 10. No notes.
Well, I mean, it worked out pretty well in year number 1 of that experiment.
I believe there's a national championship to show for it. Pretty big hits in basically all of those games. And he's still getting better. I mean, if you talk to...
He's just learning the position.
That's right. If you talk to James Laurinaitis about it, I mean, in terms of work ethic, and I think it's been very cool to loop this in, having Lorenzo back, you know, and then growing up just outside Columbus, Sonny, and then having Senior around, these guys, all three of them, are just talking ball, hanging out in the Woody constantly, watching film together, trying to get, take that next step forward. And all of, that's one proud father for sure. But he loves being around the program too. And these guys are just constantly trying to get that next 1 or 2%. And what that looks like for Sonny Styles, boy, that's hard to really imagine. Although I know that's what James Laurinaitis is working to get out with him and putting him next to Arvell Reese. Boy, talk about a terrifying combination. But then, for Lorenzo, there's been more room for growth as you're trying to learn a new position and play. You know, he was a wide receiver at Notre Dame, and now you're working.
He's
at
also
corner.
learning a position on the fly.
That's right.
In a very high stakes environment
where there's no, you don't have a chance to take a breath. It's one play, and you might be giving up a touchdown over your head. So I thought Lorenzo had a great spring camp. Really, the first time that we saw, if that first unit was out there, he was working at nickel. There's going to be competition for that role. We saw Jermaine Matthews throughout spring camp there too. But I think if people are dismissing Lorenzo's chances of winning that starting job, they shouldn't.
I agree with that 1,000%. But yeah, it was very cool to check in with him a little bit earlier. Again, that's coming at you at 7:20 tonight. Rest of the program, what we got lined up for you, going to be a good one here. Age wins in college football. We'll get into that coming up here in our next segment. The Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy, he's going to join us coming up here 6:30. We'll do some Beers and Buckeyes with him. I heard Bo talking about this a little bit earlier, just about coolest athletes from Ohio. So we got the Power 5 coming at you around 6:46 tonight. I wiped that. I said it's not even going to be athlete. It's just coolest Buckeyes, people from Ohio ever. All right, so that's going to be a hard list to whittle it down to 5. But that's what we're doing. At least that's what we're going to attempt to do. We will forget people. So that we're doing that a little bit later on in the 6 o'clock hour. Again, Sonny and Lorenzo, they will join us at 7:17. How's your Friday been? All right?
Pretty good. Beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little work done earlier. Recorded a show with Berm. Took a little walk around the neighborhood.
Nice.
And then Lib gets off the bus at 3:50, and I know something's wrong.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what it is.
She down in the dumps?
She took about 5 steps, and then as soon as I said, "What's wrong?" she just started crying.
Oh, no. Bad day at school?
And I'm thinking the worst, because a couple months ago she had, a situation with, fighting or getting bullied, and that wasn't fun. We handled all that, moved on. So that was the last time that she got off the bus crying, and I was like, oh boy, not this again. Can't deal with it. Can't go through with it. You got one more week of school left, and so it was a different kind of tear. She said, "I'm gonna miss Miss Chambers." I said, "You still got a week of school to go."
Yeah, but we're done with camp week.
But I realized it during recess that this is the last week with Miss Chambers.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
Hit you like
okay.
a ton of bricks. She'll still be at school next year.
I said, she's going to be there, and you have another week. And I said, Lib, I don't say this very often. I don't have much reason to. But there's just an expression that people say. I said, you don't cry that it's over. You smile that it happened.
100%.
And she said, I don't know what that means.
His 8-year-old brain just trying to fire on all cylinders to figure that out.
I said, you got to think about the good memories, and they should put a smile on your face. And she said, I was thinking about the good memories, and that's why I'm crying.
Oh, they were happy tears.
They weren't. We can view them as happy tears.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know how to associate them as different kinds of emotions.
Yeah, I understand that.
And then she just goes and curls up on the couch under a blanket and is, "Where's Mom?" Because she's got to tell her that she's going to miss Miss Chambers too.
Yeah, Mom will have a better answer than what you tried to lay on her for sure.
And Mom, why she wasn't home, she had to go back to SIP. So,
from last evening?
From last evening, which was a nice Thursday, beautiful patio night. And, Allie's there. She took Lib. I just show up, and I'm basically giving them a ride home after I can have, one beverage there.
Yeah, a Swiftie.
And we get home, and she said, "Did you pay the tab?" And I said,
"What?"
I said, I showed up at 8:20.
Come on.
What do you mean, did I pay the tab?
No, I haven't even opened. I didn't even open. I put it on your tab.
She said, well, then we didn't pay the tab.
Well, that's okay. I feel like now common practice for most places is that, if you open a tab, if you give them a credit card to open it, they'll just charge you the 20% if it isn't closed out by the end of the night.
But they hadn't. And so then we think, oh gosh, did they charge our friends? Did they put it on their tab? And they looked at it like, I don't think so. And I said, oh gosh. And this is our regular haunt. So even if they had automatically charged it, I still been like, oh no, we're here all the time. We're the people that just dined and dashed and, didn't. I like to tip these people anyway, keep them on, so that we remain in their good graces.
Just a reminder, tip your local watering hole and tip them excellently. Or if it's a restaurant, whatever it is, make sure that they
take care of your people.
Yeah.
And this is like the same, Trey is our guy. You know, he last night he had some shades on still, even though it was going dark, because he's a cool customer.
Yeah, I'm a shades on when it's dark.
But we're the customer. He's just a cool dude.
Yeah,
who's bringing us, you know, pretzels and beer and pizza.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, man, we can't. I'm so embarrassed. And she can't
all the time.
I know, but not at your normal spot where you have to go back.
Look at these people again tonight.
We're in the mug club. I got to get my money's worth. I can't be afraid to show my face back and sip. And so she's like, okay, they open at 3. I'll go down there and figure it out. And then they said, oh, yeah, well, we just printed out your receipt because we knew you'd be back. I was like, okay, good.
Just put it on the next tab. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we made it worth their while.
Good.
Or she did. I was not in charge of that bill last night, okay?
Nor should it have been.
No, that's not me.
You show up at 8 o'clock. It's not your responsibility.
No.
Okay? It's not your way to do it. Well, did she have a beer when she was there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't she?
I mean, it took her a while.
Yeah. Usually takes us 20 minutes to get there. You were there
it's
for
Friday.
an hour and a half. I hope she had a beer.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night. She is volunteering early. Is there the Komen walk tomorrow? I think that's what she's doing. So, you know, maybe not too many beers on a Friday night.
College football is slowly becoming like the NFL. We'll do that next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship. I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bowl the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
It's Kubota Orange Days. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs, get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,500 off BX23S tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Visit BuckeyeKubotaDealers.com to find a dealer near you.
Attention Columbus. Town Properties just clinched the title of the largest residential property manager in Columbus, thanks to the Columbus Business Journal. With pride, we oversee 25,000 plus households in the Columbus metro area, ensuring fantastic places to call home. Whether you're on the hunt for an exceptional living space, a top-notch association management company, or a property manager for your multifamily portfolio, visit our website at town.properties.com and let us elevate your living experience. Town Properties, always managing great places to live.
2 men, one is very white, fat, and bald. The other is not very white at all. Delightfully husky and getting bald. They have a radio show. It's good. T-Bone and Tybus.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts. And for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A little sunshine, windy, warm, and humid on this Friday. Temperatures in the low 80s and the chance of some strong thunderstorms later this evening into early tonight. Showers and storms out overnight, replaced by partly cloudy skies and a breezy start to your Saturday, right around 60 degrees. During the day on Saturday, it'll be windy, even with sunshine only getting back to the low 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Ryan Day's favorite radio show. Probably. Maybe. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Coming up here 6:30 this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, whatever time of day it is. Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts. Old habits die hard, buddy. He's going to join us.
You've been doing so good.
I know. I did a bad job on Monday, and then I got it back. We did such a good job on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I didn't even think about it. This evening, coming up in 12
Just whenever.
minutes. I mean, it feels like morning out here. A lot of action in the building, a lot going on.
You know, guys on a golf course.
Feels
like morning.
A baseball happening. Battle for Ohio. Reds are up 5-2 against the Gardos right now. You got some softball going on down in Rocky Top, Austin, where the Ohio State softball team, currently in the top of the 6th, leads the North Carolina Tar Heels 7-4. They just played at 5.
Sounds like 7 home runs.
They played at 4 in the 5th inning.
How many home runs?
How many home runs? Let's see.
Because these ladies can absolutely mash.
Oh, they 100% that they mash. Let's see here. I can't find it. I can't find the home run stats.
Come on.
I'll get that to you.
Come on, Stat Monitor.
Yeah. What's wrong with you? Why are you including a home runs in this?
Unbelievable.
No, yeah, it's crazy. Well, I can tell you that Morgan Fry, designated player, I mean, she's got 2 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 run scored, and 3 ribbies and a walk. So
that can only mean one thing.
Yeah, so if I'm just trying to do the math live on the fly there, it seems to be that involved a home run, maybe multiple of those situations. So we'll keep you abreast of everything that's happening in Buckeye Land. Tons going on right now. You got the women's golf team out of the NCAAs in Carlsbad, California as well. They just went out a little bit earlier, so they're very early into their round. But yeah, we'll keep you up to date with everything that is happening here. Austin, I was reading this from a little bit earlier in the week. Amelia Island, Florida, the ACC coaches meetings were going on. That's where we got a lot of good gems from Bill Belichick about his personal relationship a little bit earlier. But I was reading this from CBS Sports. Coaches were presented a proposal for an NFL-style spring calendar during ACC meetings earlier in the week. The proposal included the addition of 6 official team activities. Now, Austin, can you tell me what an official team activity, what is the acronym for that?
Well, that would be OTAs, rookie camps style, organized football activities.
Yes.
And there have been increasingly relaxed rules and less restrictions on teams over that. It used to be, what did they have? Like 8 hours that they could have workouts and things like that in the summertime, and that's changed.
Coaches weren't allowed on the field.
Then you'd see the silly videos where wide receivers would be out getting some drill work in, and they couldn't use a football. They were throwing tennis balls, or they were throwing them soccer balls.
Like Coach Carter, it was the invisible ball drill.
Just weird things. And everything about the college football calendar has been facing a long overdue reconfiguration.
Yeah.
This is part of it. And one reason out of many that they would like to change this is because some of if they're not going to get a one transfer portal window opportunity and your roster is changing after spring football, these guys maybe deserve an opportunity if you're coming or going to a new school to get in there and actually start learning the playbook and learning your teammates and touching a football and doing all the things that are required of playing this sport, especially because it is becoming, as you may know, Beam, highly professionalized.
Yeah, it is. And I was also hearing, and you'll hear it coming up 1 hour from now, that's hearing that the Stiles brothers talking to us, Lorenzo went to Miami and Sonny went to Aruba. So yeah, I mean, they're being rewarded for their efforts.
You noticed that?
I did. I caught on to that when they were saying that. It said the new proposal would provide teams of 21 total days of on-field activities in the spring and then early summer. So you'd have your 15 traditional spring practices, what we call spring ball around here, and then programs would have the flexibility to use those 21 allotted days across 5 weeks earlier in the spring semester or when summer classes begin in May. So it would be, you would go through your winter work. I'm just using Ohio State for an example because it is the Buckeye show, and that's what we do here. You would go through your winter workouts where you would do your mat drills and everything, come in, go to class, whatever time of day that they're having those workouts. Then you would get to spring ball.
6 a.m.
Yeah, early. I know it's not 6 p.m. They're still on the morning schedule.
That's right.
And then you would get to spring ball. You would have your 15 practices, just like we saw now, your 15th culminating in what is traditionally the spring game or the spring showcase before they renamed it back to the spring game this year. And then at this point, when the summer classes start, it would be between like now and probably early June, you would have 6 practices available to you to do whatever you wanted in your off-season team activity.
Yeah. I feel like I would put down a wager that Ryan Day would do that in June to space it out. As he mentioned a couple weeks ago, he took this in a little bit of waves. First it was, we needed more spring practice days. First it was, let's ease back. Let's go to the spring showcase. Compress it, get rid of that first week, cut down the acclimation period, stop doing that before spring break. Then they got into spring camp, and it's like, well, actually, we need more practices, and we need them to be more physical, and we're going to have the quarterbacks go live. Then they got to the end of it, and he was like, I wish there was more time. And then a couple weeks later, he reverted back to this point where, given the length of the season, given the physical toll that, and a guy's recovering, guys going through spring practice, going through 16 games to win a national championship a year ago, said, they need a week or 2 weeks to really get away after the spring semester. Don't do some football activities. And I think that he definitely means that. And sometimes you hear coaches say that and they don't, because they're still going to expect that the optional voluntary workouts are still being attended by everybody. But this Ohio State team, I think, has embraced the opportunity to get away. And then you turn the page, you get into summer workouts, and I think you'd put a little space between April 12th and when you would have probably a 2-week stretch of maybe every other day OTAs. I think that would happen in June. Now, the challenge there, maybe you would carry it all the way over to July. I don't, there's been a lot of different proposals.
It would. I would have to think it would be June. I think they want these guys out of the facility for a week and a half, 2 weeks before they really ramp back up at the beginning of August for when they go into fall camp.
Agreed. And the only other period that you would consider doing that would be like, all right, it's about to be training camp again, maybe the week after the 4th of July or something like that. But I don't think it would happen in May is my point.
Mm-hmm.
And the complication then becomes, if you're putting this new thing on the plate of coaching staffs, well, June is filled with camps for high school recruits and high school evaluation and visitors and things like that. That doesn't mean that, the coaches are going from like morning workouts to straight out to the field to put 15, 16, 17-year-olds through the paces and trying to get evaluations on them to hand out offers over the summer. So, it's just another thing that they would deal with. But
fine, lop it on their plates.
But they would, they always find a way to deal. I think partially that's why they're compensated at the level that they are. But my guess would be for Ohio State specifically that would land in June.
I was reading this from our guy Clay Hall a little bit earlier, and this was a little bit of a surprise to me, Austin. We had been talking ourselves into a stupor earlier in the week and really throughout the entire week that Texas was a big noon game and it was going to be on Fox. And I did see this from Clay, so take it as you will. Clay Hall, new, a not so fast you might like. I emceed an OSU athletic program this morning and was reminded at the Fox statement on televising the season opening OSU Texas game did not include a kick time and, quote, discussions continue. Might just bully Fox into not having this be a noon game.
It's going to be a noon game.
No,
I'm sorry.
don't say that.
They did initially.
Friday.
Now, what Clay is talking about here is that initially Fox did put out a press release and they did put out social media graphics that said noon, and they removed those references.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State does want it to be at a different time. That is their preference. They are highly unlikely to get their way here. I think they know that. I think Fox is maybe trying to do something to help everyone save face. That's my read on the situation. That's my understanding of the situation. There's too much invested in this game being at noon. I think the network themselves and Clay's former boss initially told him it was going to be at noon, and then he has stayed on it because he is a dogged reporter, even in retirement.
Yes, he is.
Hitting up Urban, talking to other people at Ohio State.
Pro.
He never stops. And
he's retired, and he never
stops. Him and Tim May. There's no such thing as retirement around here.
One thing for me, when I retire, you'll never hear from me again. Yeah, I mean, you will, maybe.
I hope.
Yeah, I'll still be playing in the marathon. Don't worry.
It wouldn't be the same without you out there at the Ridge Golf.
Just imagine 12 to 16, 65-plus-year-old dudes hacking it around.
Don't say 12 to 16. Say 12 or 16. There's not an in-between.
I know you like that floating index.
No.
Yes, you do.
Don't put that out there. That is not an option. Anyway, yes, Ohio State.
And I said put it on Friday. I don't mean that. I don't like Friday games. That's for high schoolers.
Yeah. It's still going to be at noon. It's just going to be.
Why do you do that?
You know
Why
it.
Are you
Don't try and make me the bad guy.
Why are you saying the truth?
Don't try and make me the villain here. I didn't choose it. I didn't make the contracts.
That's what I was reading in the contracts. It says kickoff time at Austin Ward's discretion.
Whenever that press box snob says we're kicking off, that's when we're starting. Yeah. And every game is going to be at noon.
Because he wants to hang out and forget to pay his tab at SIP later on, starting at 6 o'clock.
Road games can be at night. That's fine. It's already going to be difficult enough for me. But home games need to be at noon.
All at noon. Take the lights down, too. Just so that way we can't play a night game.
Don't need them.
Don't need them at all. Beers and Buckeyes with our guy Pat Murphy here in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Everybody poops. Everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource. Proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
4 out of 5 dentists recommend this show. The other dentist is a Michigan fan. Yuck. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Hanging out here on a Friday. Brandon Beam and Austin Ward. Let's check in with the Murph Dog.
Drink up, Slappy.
Every time this Friday.
It's time for Beers and Buckeyes with Patrick Murphy.
It's a long pause in there. What's up, Murph?
Hello. That was a long pause. That was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a little strange. What are you doing? What patio?
Was
are
that
you
not
on?
his intro music in the morning?
No, it wasn't his intro music in the morning. Usually I would just play this for him. And he didn't even have an open, but every time you heard, shipping up to Boston, that would be your music. What patio are you on right now? I know you're on one.
I'm not. First of all, that was just my wake up music. That's how you got me awake for those, as we talked about last week. No, I was at City Tavern earlier, where I was watching our Manchester United Blues, even though you didn't even know there was a game today.
Yeah, but I was watching at work. You'd be proud of me. I had it on at my desk.
I am very proud of you. So I was there earlier, had some mini Montuckies. They were the small versions, not the big versions I'm used to. But then I had to come home, let the dog out, I'm doing dishes again.
That's how life works. You have to just keep doing it.
Yeah, Friday apparently is the big dishes day in the Murphy household. So yeah, I had to come home and do those things because Sarah's at work still.
How many were the mini Montuckies? What size are we dealing with here?
Oh, they're normal size. They just usually have the tall boys, but they're out of those right now.
Oh, so they're just a 12 ounce.
That's just a normal
normal beer.
Yeah, but it feels so weird because I'm used to the tall boys.
Your hands are so large.
I feel like I'm a giant, exactly. So, but they were $1 less, which is nice. And I had a few of those while I watched miserable soccer.
Yeah, I'm with you. It was a miserable soccer game. 18th loss of the season for United, which is very bad, and it's a record for them. So congrats on them across the pond. Hey, if you were a wagering man, what time's this Ohio State-Texas game going to be straight out of the gates?
I definitely bet on the noon time slot.
Okay.
But I think if you'd asked me that last week, I probably would have felt more confident about it because – first of all, I think if Fox were sure on what they were going to do, they could have just announced it this week when they announced they had the game on their network. They did not. In fact, they intentionally did not. So it leaves, I think, some hope for Buckeye fans that maybe they could get this game a little bit later in the day, maybe even a night game, which for a game between two top, 3 teams or whatever, I think would be fitting. But, I still think Fox is likely to do Fox things and put it at big noon and try and get the ratings bonanza at the early slot. But I would say I have more hope that it would be a night game than I would have a week ago.
How much hope, Murph? Come on.
All right. I would say if you'd asked me a week ago, I would have said like 95% noon. Now I'd say I'm probably down closer to like 70%.
That's a significant percentage.
Yeah, I think, look, you had an opportunity to just announce that game. Like, we know the Michigan game's going to be noon. There was no point in putting that out there. Everyone knows that. So I don't know why you're waiting. If you know you have the game and you want to put it in your noon time slot, just say that and take the backlash that comes with it. Instead, you didn't say that, still took the backlash, and now we're kind of sitting on this thing. So I think there might be opportunities. I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio State was trying to push for that as well. I know in previous conversations with Ross Bjork, they've talked about how they liked what some of the stuff they were able to do for the Tennessee game and want to do more of that. And that's hard to do if you don't have night games, right? So I would not be as surprised, I would say.
He is Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Pat, are you in favor or are you not in favor of a potential OTA situation arriving in college football? Apparently it was a big deal this week at the ACC meetings down in Florida.
I think it would be I think there's the potential that it could be a good thing. Now, I know Ryan Day was asked about in the spring about like joint practices and the spring game, kind of the NFLization of off-season football. But I think some of that stuff, if you're going to pay the players and you're going to do a lot of the things the NFL does, there's a very nice blueprint there of how to run your league or your sport throughout the off season. So I would not be opposed to that. And I think the more opportunities for these guys to be on the field, I think is positive, assuming you can keep them healthy, which is a big deal. But yeah, I would be in favor of that, or at least giving it a try. If it doesn't work, you can always go back to what you've got right now, right?
I'd be worried if you weren't in favor of it, Murph, because that's 6 more days of content for us.
Exactly. I didn't even want to go to my perspective on it. I was talking more just like for the team. But yeah,
this is your segment, though. Everybody loves your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I will always take more opportunities for us to be over at the facility and be around the guys and, like you said, have more content.
If there were OTAs next month for the Buckeyes, what position group would you be most interested to watch?
Defensive line, I think. Obviously, with the addition of Bo Atkinson, there's a change there. So, we project based on what he did at North Carolina, but how does he fit with this group? I think that would certainly be – I think I'm always looking at the O-line, even though I'm more comfortable, I would say, with that group coming out of spring than I was maybe going into spring. Safety for sure, too, who's kind of getting the spot next to Caleb Downs with the first team. I know you asked for 1. That was 3. But
I'll take all of them.
I think there's – we don't have to only stand there and watch one group, right? So those would probably – I mean, quarterback is an obvious one, but I think we're still waiting till fall camp before we get much of an answer on that.
I think that's a great idea, though, Murph. I think we should all just take one position group and then have pool reporting. Then we wouldn't miss anything.
That would make our lives easier, assuming you trust whoever's doing these positions.
I trust you. Do you not trust me?
Well, I trust you, but,
Who do you not trust on the Ohio State beat? I mean, I had to then go to that question because it sounds like there may be some nefarious actions going on.
Well, I'm just saying there's, new people added every year. You don't know. Are we going to ask the new Lantern kids to do some of this stuff?
Yes.
Some of them may be covering football for the first time. So no offense. I think they do a great job, but you just never know. So I think it's a good idea if you have the right people with the right eyeballs that know what they're watching. But I still think we would want to see some things with our own eyes.
Why do you hate the Lantern so much? That's what it sounds like to me.
I don't hate the Lantern. I wrote with the Lantern when I was at Ohio State for a little bit, though I was never a staff member because I was an English major and not a communications major. So maybe there is some resentment there.
I mean, it sounds like
deep-seated.
Did they not let you in, or were you just not allowed because you weren't a comms journalism guy?
Yeah, I would have had to change my major halfway through college after I transferred from Denison. It's a whole thing that I decided not to prolong my college career. Though, looking back on it, maybe I should have and just stayed in college for an extra 2-3 years and really enjoyed life as a Buckeye student.
You guys are such pros, like defensive line, safety, all the intriguing storylines. My mouth, you know how when it rains, like turkeys, you have to bring them inside because they may drown themselves because they're just in awe of the rain. Like, are you aware of that?
This is the first time hearing of it.
So you have to bring turkeys inside. Yeah, because they get so in awe of the rain that they look up and they have their mouth open and they can't stop drinking the water. So it's like it's inherently dangerous when it's raining outside for turkeys. There's your fun fact for the night. My eyes would just be on Jeremiah Smith the whole time. Like I wouldn't be able to watch anything going on with the D-line. Nothing with the O-line. Safeties doesn't matter. My eyes would just be glued to number 4. Be like, wow, that guy's good at football.
There's another number 4 that's good too.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm still thinking about this turkey thing, and I think the better analogy is me at the bar at 2 a.m. when Sarah's like, we need to go home. I feel like it's basically the same thing. Wow, that's really interesting information I did not know. Yeah,
you know what? Hey, it's actually a lie. I just Googled it. It said the myth that turkeys drown when they look up at the rain is false. So you know what? Forget everything I just said.
I was just thinking, how are there any wild turkeys that live more than 1 year? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, then the bar analogy, I can.
Well, we can still apply it to Murph.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Pat, before we get you out of here, what are you most looking forward to on the weekend? I know you got a big weekend next weekend. You and some of the lads are going to jolly old England.
Yes, yeah, I'll be heading across the pond to watch Manchester United probably lose their 19th game of the season. But I'm so not looking forward to that anymore. But that's neither here nor there. This weekend we got Hell's Real.
Yeah, it's pretty. There's a real soccer team playing tomorrow.
Yeah, let's hope that my weekend gets better then because. Man, I can't deal with 2 of these losses. But yeah, I will. Tomorrow's. Sarah already gave me the green light. She's like,
wow.
You just want to do whatever. I won't hold it against you for this weekend. So yeah, it should be a fun day.
Give us a match prediction. What's the final score tomorrow for Hell is Real?
I think I said 2-1 on our podcast earlier this week for the Crew. They've coming off back-to-back ties that have not been the most convincing performances, but I think they'll bring it tomorrow. It's a big game. Two teams at the top of the East, obviously two rivals in Ohio, and yeah, you got to get this one. You got to get it done.
Just flush that Montreal game from the midweek. That was no good. You don't need to watch that or even think about that game anymore. Just get yourself ready for tomorrow. Murph, always appreciate the time. Thanks for popping on with us. Hey, have a great day tomorrow, all right, with your green light from your lovely fiancé-to-be, Sarah.
Thank you.
Just fiancé-to-be?
Well, yeah, wife-to-be. I guess she is your fiancé technically now.
Man, imagine if you just spoiled that.
Good thing I didn't. You guys have been engaged for a while, so, it's public consumption now.
Yes, absolutely. All right, thanks, guys.
See you, Pat. There he goes. Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I heard Bo talking about this earlier. Power 5 coolest people associated with the state of Ohio next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. It change is more exciting. I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. Yeah, I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
We've got a story about a little bean doing big things. Soybeans are used in creative ways you may have never realized to make products we use every day. And Ohio's farmers are growing some of the world's best soybeans. By using and eating soy-based products, you make a positive impact locally and globally. Say hey to the largest ag export in the U.S. Learn more about soybeans at soysecrets.org. This ad brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
They're trained. They're prepared. Let's do it. They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. The stupidest show on the station just got stupider. Common Man and Timmy are hosting afternoons. Best friends. Lots of jokes none of us understand. Not safe for work Instagram models. God help us.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
The standing room only, with all eyes on the 18th green.
That's a good-looking ball.
The sudden roars. That Sunday celebration.
Jack always made the putt at 18. And
Today, Scotty Scheffler did.
Witness the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday, May 26th through June 1st. It's second to none. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
Wow, what a shot.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. It's time for your daily dose of vitamin B. B stands for Buckeyes, just in case that wasn't clear. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
I'm Brandon Beam and Austin Ward hanging out with you on this beautiful Friday evening. Let's do some rankings.
Because there's nothing better to do on a Friday night, let's just rank 5 things. It's the Buckeye Show's Power 5.
So I heard Bo talking about this earlier. Top 5 coolest Buckeyes. I'm going to take that away and just go coolest people from Ohio. And by from Ohio, I mean if you played here or if you were born here, lived here. Or
you just had to step foot in the state of Ohio?
If we just associate you with Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah. And he got it right. I mean, LeBron's pretty cool. So I'll rank LeBron. And
he might be the most cool.
I'm not really ranking them either. It's just top 5 for me. They're in no particular order.
That's not how this works.
Yes, it is. It's a new show, Austin. Okay?
It's just 5.
That's not how it used to work.
It's not ranking
It's just
things.
5 things. Bo does 3 things. We do 5.
I love it.
All right? It's just
that makes it a lot easier.
Associated with Ohio. Yeah, you don't have to rank them. You can rank them in whichever order that you want. But I think he was pretty on the nose with you got to put LeBron and Jesse Owens in there. You have to.
Yeah.
You got to put those 2 guys in.
There's no doubt about it.
And I know that Jesse Owens isn't from here. He moved to the great state of Ohio when I believe he was 9, moved up to Cleveland.
So Buckeye.
J.C. Owens is his name, and he said it with a draw, and then his teacher back in the day said, all right, Jesse is going to be your name, but it was actually J.C. Owens. Fun. That's actually
they should rename the track stadium.
That's actually a fact, unlike the turkeys drowning themselves in the rain. So I think those guys have got to be 1 and 2. Whatever you want to rank them. Again, that's your prerogative. But they're in the 5. They're in the 5 coolest people associated with the state of Ohio.
I've seen your full list. Why don't you just unveil it if we're not going in order? Because I can't believe that you left somebody off.
Oh, I don't even know who that would be.
Okay, well let's hear it.
Jason Duffner. He's from Ohio.
Well, he is one of the coolest dudes walking.
He is pretty cool. Jack Nicklaus, very cool.
Yeah.
Not on the list, though.
That's the name that I was like, there's no way that Beam left off.
He's 18 times. He's the greatest golfer to ever play the game. He's got
you just don't think he's cool.
I do think he is cool. I think he's very cool. But I think that these other people, I think they're maybe a little cooler.
Oh, I went to the moon.
I've got a power combo at number 3 of John Glenn and Neil Armstrong. Okay.
Ooh. How many majors did they win?
How many times did Jack go to the moon? Go into orbit?
I think if he wanted to, he could have.
How many airports does Jack Nicklaus have named after him?
He's got to have one.
I bet he does somewhere.
He's got to have a private hangar.
I mean, he's flying Air Bear all over the place. You may as well just open up your own airport.
He's got to have one.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put John Glenn and Neil Armstrong.
Okay, fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah. It's your list.
I know it's my list.
I just thought for sure you of all people would be showing love to the Golden Bear. 2 weeks out from the Memorial, it's bonus points.
I know. Jack's my guy. I love that guy. He's the greatest golfer to ever play the game of golf.
All right, who else?
Zach says on the YouTube chat, Jose Ramirez has to be on there for throwing that punch at Tim Anderson. Yeah, Jose Ramirez, very cool. I'm not going to go against that.
Okay. Can't argue it.
Yeah. You know what, Zach? If you want to throw Jose Ramirez on your list, by all means, do it.
Do it.
Number 4 in this list, I have Billy T. Sherman, a.k.a. William Sherman from Lancaster, Ohio. I mean, that guy's pretty cool. That guy beat the South.
Can I interest you in Ulysses S. Grant?
Ulysses S. Grant. Look at you, Cam. That's a pretty good one.
Cam just jumping in from the top rope.
Do you have someone, other than Ulysses S. Grant? I mean, that's a pretty good one, Cam. You have any?
He had him number 1, I think.
Yeah, number 1 all time. Ulysses.
Forget about LeBron.
I wrote a book about him just called Ulysses. James Joyce. That was about him. No, it wasn't. You ever read Ulysses?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
How difficult and how long did it take you?
Forever. I don't want to talk about it.
It doesn't make any sense, right? It's a book that doesn't make sense.
I don't know why it exists.
Yeah, but it's apparently one of the greatest writings of all time.
So they say.
I'm more of an Of Mice and Men kind of guy.
Yeah. I'm more of a Dr. Seuss kind of guy.
Yeah, me too. Dr. Seuss. William could tell you everything about.
Where's he from? Is he an Ohioan?
Dr. Seuss?
Theodore Geisel?
I don't think Dr. Seuss.
He stepped foot in Ohio. He sold books in Ohio.
He sold a lot of books.
You really opened up the criteria for anything here.
Really, anything you want to do. Dr. Seuss is not from Ohio. He's from Springfield, Mass.
Two championship-winning OSU football coaches, Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer.
Yeah, they're cool. Cool. Woody Hayes, cool guy.
They did pretty well.
Yeah. Ryan Day on that list.
I think one of the coolest people around. Going to be on SmackDown tonight. Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
Columbus's own.
How about that? Simone Biles from Columbus.
There's so many people from the great state of Ohio. Narrowing it down to 5 is like almost impossible. Why are we trying to do that?
Dan says on the YouTube chat, Guy Fieri. Yeah, of course. Guy Fieri, really cool. All right.
Flavortown.
I mean, there was a petition to rename Columbus Flavortown a couple of years ago.
Yeah, where did that stall out? Same place as the noon band?
Yeah, stalled out in the house. Stan also on the YouTube chat says Warren Harding. Yeah, Warren Harding, cool, president.
Cradle of presidents.
Yeah, right here.
We got everything here.
We really do. Cam, you look like you got another one over there.
Oh, I mean, the Wright brothers.
The Wright brothers?
Wouldn't be able to fly around?
100%. The Wright brothers are supposed to be on that list. From my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
From Dayton, the 937.
Wyoming Cowboy legend, Larry Nance Jr.
I don't know if he's making the list.
He is for me.
I don't think he's making the list.
Well, it's a top 50 list now.
Steph Curry?
I was going to say, I don't want to put Steph Curry in there.
He's pretty cool.
Do we have to claim Steph Curry?
He reinvented the game of basketball.
He did?
You watched a youth AAU game recently? Nobody knows.
I've seen some pretty bad NBA games recently, too, with a lot of guys thinking they're Steph Curry.
I worked with a guy for 5 years who has sons that are playing, and all they do is shoot three-pointers.
It's a simple game now. Shoot threes and rebound.
I'm going to go off the cuff here because I think that this guy is really cool, and you and I both have a great affinity, and I think he's perhaps one of the greatest soccer players of all time. I'm going to go Darlington Nagbe.
So you put him in the 5 ahead of Jack Nicklaus. That's the part where I'm having a difficulty.
Austin, when I mean to tell you that Darlington Nagbe, he's a logo guy. He's a crew logo guy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, all-timer. And I figured it was fitting, since it was Hell is Real Week, that we could give a little love for our guy Darlington Nagbe. Did you read his Players Tribune article?
He's awesome.
That he loves the state of Ohio and didn't have a great time when he was away or not playing for the crew, and he wanted to win a championship with the crew, and it'd be like the greatest thing ever for him.
It was the greatest thing ever.
God, it really was. And you and I got to share that together that night. What a special evening that was.
That was so cool. And then you left, and I stood on that field for like an hour.
You and Aiden Morris.
Just hanging out.
Aiden Morris.
Another legend.
Put him on the list. Put him on the list.
Sean Zawadsky.
Yeah.
Does he count? I don't know.
Taha Brune. Put him on the list.
What are we doing?
What about Will Trapp?
What's happened to him? Is he still alive?
Will is playing somewhere. I just saw him the other night. Was he playing for Houston?
Didn't he come back? Yeah, he went to Minnesota, right?
He's still currently with Minnesota.
Yeah. Just come home, Will.
Yeah, come on home.
We miss you.
Yeah. Wilf would be able to play you in his system.
I mean, he can play anybody, anywhere.
Yeah, he can.
He's one of the greatest tacticians in the history of any sport.
Zach says Drew Carey.
Okay.
That's a cool guy. Stan, Bob Hope. Bob Hope's a pretty cool guy.
He's up there.
Yeah.
My last one, Jerry Siegel, the original creator of Superman, grew up and born in Cleveland, Ohio.
How about that? Wow. I didn't know that. That's news to me. Superman from Ohio.
See, we're educating.
We're trying to.
Some of the facts in the show have not been true, but some, like Cam's, can be verified as correct information.
Hey, man. I've thought for my whole life that turkeys drowned themselves in the rain, and I never once thought about there being a wild turkey.
We need like Jack Hanna, another
cool
proud Ohioan to come in to tell you about turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Brandon, how do you think that they survive?
You think we get Jack on the Buckeye show? Think he'd come on with us?
Why wouldn't he?
I don't know.
Every time we say an erroneous animal fact, His ears perk up. I got to go teach these guys
1,000 hours of Planet Earth in my life, and never once did David Attenborough mention the fact that turkeys can drown themselves. That should have been the warning sign.
I think there could have been multiple warning signs out there.
Yeah. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to name people now on Fridays. Name people and name things for our Power 5.
I had a great time. There are more wrestlers that I could have got to. And Bo named one that with the inspiration, and he did a Macho Man impression that I think it was passable.
My voice is not in the shape to do a Macho Man impression.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How'd I get that? Did I do it all right?
Perfect, brother.
I'm going to have a sip of tea in the break. And then when we come back, what are the expectations for Kalen DeBoer in his second year in the shadows of Nick Saban? We'll do that in the College Football Pulse next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. At Giant Eagle, we combine exceptional customer service and quality foods, all at great value to make the most of your shopping trip. Visit Giant Eagle or Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
As America's largest custom home builder, Schumacher Homes believes a top-quality home should be affordable for everyone in the Buckeye State. We work with the leading architects to bring you the latest in design, and then you have the ability to make changes. Not just selecting finishes, but moving walls, adding rooms, literally customizing anything from the ground up. It's a misconception that custom homes have to be expensive. We work within your budget to build an amazing home on your land. Visit SchumacherHomes.com or any of our 9 Ohio locations.
Donato's is bringing you huge savings on a large pizza. For a limited time, get any large one-topping Donato's pizza for just $10.99 when you order online and pick it up. That's right, just $10.99. I'm going with that pepperoni. But hey, you pick your favorite topping, then pick up your large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 when you order online using promo code PICKUP. That's promo code PICKUP. Pick up your Donato's and save today.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports.
And I'm Cam Taylor. The second round of the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow is still underway. Jonathan Vegas sits atop of the leaderboard at 8 under par, and there is now a three-way tie for second place at 6 under between Matthew Pavon, Siwoo Kim, and Matt Fitzpatrick. The Columbus Crew will host FC Cincinnati tomorrow night, and another leg of the Hell is Real rivalry with kickoff scheduled for 7:15. The Cleveland Guardians are currently battling the Cincinnati Reds for the Ohio Cup The Reds are leading today's game 5-3 in the top of the 7th, and the two sides will meet again tomorrow night at 6:40. The New York Knicks host the Boston Celtics tonight in Game 6 of their second-round series at 8 p.m. The Knicks are looking to close out the series tonight to prevent a potential Game 7 in Boston on Monday. And San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy signed a new 5-year, $265 million deal today. He is the former last pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, now has the highest paid contract in team history.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Hour 2 of the program. Get away from me. Stop looking at my screen. Since Austin and I were just naming things and people in our last segment, let's give them a quiz of the top 5 highest earners ever on the career PGA Tour, the earnings list.
It's not going well for me.
Yeah, number 1 was Tiger. You were able to get that. You were able to get Rory at number 2 pretty easily. He's at $105 million. Tiger's at $121 million. You got Vijay Singh at number 5. You were really struggling with 3 and 4. I said one active guy and another guy who may still be playing, but I'm not really sure of his status anymore.
Okay.
Did you see him?
No, I didn't see him.
Okay.
Not sure of his status.
Both American guys. Actually, I think one of these guys has an association with Ohio State and that his wife may be a proud Buckeye. Or he's some sort of a Buckeye fan.
That doesn't help me. I'm striking out, man. It's the end of the week. My brain is fried.
The other one wears burnt orange a lot and is very good at golf.
Oh, Ricky Fowler?
Nope. Burnt orange.
Jordan Spieth?
Nope.
Scotty Scheffler?
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler.
He's already in the top 5 all time?
Scotty Scheffler is number 3 all-time in career PGA earnings at almost $79
He only
million.
just started winning tournaments 2 years ago.
$78.5 million is Scotty Scheffler's career earnings. And then number 4, Jim Furyk.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
Jimbo coming in at number 4. How you doing over there, Cam? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing well. You guys ready for some of the college football posts?
Ready as we'll ever be.
Always ready.
Okay.
Fire 'em at us.
So, like you mentioned, you teased before the break. Nick Saban had some words and a media availability during a golf pro-am, and didn't have much to say. He said he really didn't have an expectation for Kalen DeBoer in his second year at the helm, leading the Crimson Tide of Alabama. He just said, "I know those guys are working hard to do the best they can, but." I think we can all agree that a 9-4 record for a school like Alabama, just like it would be here at OSU, would be a disappointing season. So what are your expectations going into year 2 for Kalen DeBoer?
That really wasn't a ringing endorsement from Nick Saban, was it?
Not really.
Those guys are working hard. Okay.
I don't really have an expectation. I know those guys are working hard. Maybe he doesn't want to set the precipice. You know, like that's a big enough shadow to already live in. Like that guy's already got a statue. He had a statue when he was living and was the coach down there. Outside of that stadium. So I think what Nick Saban is trying to do here, Austin, is to maybe ease it a little bit for Kalen DeBoer and the pressure of that job that is obviously attached to it.
I bet Ryan Day would have preferred that approach from Urban Meyer last summer.
This is the greatest college football team ever assembled. The most talent. They should not lose a game. They should win the national championship.
They're not just the most talented team this year. They're the most talented team in the history of college football. No pressure, Ryan.
I saw that the first day that it came out. Whoever got that interview, whatever.
Clay Hall.
Was it Clay? Our guy
Never
Clay.
stops working.
And I saw that, and I'm like, whoa, that's setting the standard for you want to talk about the standard is the standard. That's
Urban, why did you do that? Because I won the championship in 2014. So, go out. Hey, Ryan, you got to win a title. And you should do it now because you got the most talented team in the history of college football. So at least Nick Saban has tapped the brakes. He did do it, by the way. Yeah.
You know what? Saban should have done it. He should have said, this is the most talented Crimson Tide Alabama team we have ever seen. You've seen the way Kalen DeBoer is attacking the transfer portal. You see the way that Jalen Milroe finished out the season last year. Now he's gone. Ryan Williams, they got guys down there. You got dudes, look at them, poaching everybody away. Insane linebacker play. This is the most talented Crimson Tide team ever. If Kalen DeBoer doesn't win it in year number 2, I say bring me back. Get him out of here.
Dadgummit, I know a thing or two about winning national titles.
As he slams
Tuscaloosa.
His Coke bottle on the side of his press box, press interview.
He's got to win the national title, all right? Stop asking.
All right. So this is what we're going to do here, all right? And that yummy rat poison that you're talking about. He did go on to talk about a little bit later, Nick Saban did, about the expectations. He said, it was a difficult transition with the number of players that moved, new system, new people. Players in the organization had to make adjustments. I would say that everybody's probably a lot more settled in this year. To his point, I would agree with that. I mean, you're losing one of the greatest college football coaches of all time. It was going to take some time. And I know that Kalen DeBoer has a lot of hype around him and has a lot of promise. It can be easy to get off course down there. I mean, you take the expectations here at Ohio State, that's the same thing that they're dealing with down there in Tuscaloosa every year.
Yeah, and Alabama is such a uniquely challenging job. Mm-hmm. You have the same expectations as Ohio State, Georgia, or Texas. And while you have some fertile recruiting ground to work with, you also share that with Auburn, but it is not the most fertile recruiting ground around. And
yeah, Georgia's doing a good job keeping theirs protected.
And that that state is not the most flush with cash. Now, they used to spend it in creative ways that was not always accounted for.
Charles Barkley was giving Auburn just an influx of cash
to build their roster,
legal and illegal.
But I think Alabama and Auburn have been some of the most negatively impacted programs by the money going above the table. And I obviously can't go prove all of that throughout history. That's just a hypothesis and a theory that I have. But if you're talking about house settlement in the future and advertisers and, the strength of the brand, like Alabama was primarily building that off of Nick Saban and not based off of the, script A, as they call it, a script A, cursive A, whatever their A is. Like
script A, I think.
Okay. It's not that. Like, I don't think that that's as sustainable. And I think that's the challenge that Kalen DeBoer's running into here.
Let's see their win total for this year. I haven't looked at Alabama's win total. What do you think it is?
I think it's 9.5.
It is 9.5. And the under is at minus 134 and the over is at plus 110.
Yeah. I think they're going to be under. And I think that's going to make for a really difficult November for him.
Not Stan. I was talking to Stan in the YouTube chat. Cam, what else you got for us?
So kind of trying to continue what Austin was just saying. Kirby Smart was on the Paul Feinbaum show and had some comments about the NIL kind of landscape and what's going on with college football. And he also talked about like the house settlement that kind of coming out in the near future. But he doesn't have much faith in Congress, as we can all probably agree. The Congress doesn't get a lot done.
Why is that?
And
are you poo-pooing our government right now, Cam?
No comment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that anyone has great confidence in the two organizations that are trying to, quote unquote, fix college football and fix NIL and fix the transfer portal. The NCAA, and then relying on the federal government to get some, and it's not because I think people are not interested in trying, although the NCAA for 30, 40, 50, 100 years has not shown great interest in getting these problems addressed aggressively.
Yeah, addressed is the right word. Not even fixed. Addressed.
Just even talking about them. Instead of pretending like it's not an issue and that amateurism is the rule of order forever. You have to, the government is building commissions and they're having hearings, and at some point you have to stop having hearings and actually like put an idea forward. And I think that's the frustration, is that both of these organizations are sitting here and saying, hey, can you help us? And then the other side, they're like, well, can you come in and like have some, conversations with us and tell us what you need? And you're like, yeah, sure. Let's schedule that for 6 months. We actually wanted some rules like 2 months ago.
Nah.
Like we thought you were going to do that for us.
We'll get to it when we get to it. All right. That's how commissions works.
It just takes forever.
And so Kirby was also saying, like, he just wants kind of consistency, something across the board that everyone's playing by the same rules. He had mentioned he doesn't want to see a freshman come in and make more than a senior. And then he also kind of mentioned that maybe in 2 years from now, schools might have to make tough decisions and cut other sports.
Well, I do feel like
maybe he should stop paying freshmen more than the seniors then. That's up to him.
He's the one paying the players. He can pay them whatever he wants or what they see fit. It's a situation. We see this all the time, Austin. I mean, people overperforming their contracts or underperforming their contracts. It's just the way it works. That's how contracts works. That's how money works. I mean, you look at Trey Hendrickson. He's severely overperformed his deal. Look at Brock Purdy today. What did he get? $265 million over 5 years? That guy was the last pick in the NFL draft. All right? He was making like $900,000 last year. Now he's making $53 million.
Seems Pretty good.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good deal. To Kirby's point, yes, I think everybody wants to be on the same page, and it's the same thing that people have been asking for years. Just everybody have the same playbook, everybody play by the same rules, and to my knowledge, that is still not happening.
It's absolutely not happening. It just, the state of Tennessee, again, which it seems to be at the forefront of adjusting their state laws over and over to thumb their nose at the NCAA, to thumb their nose at the House settlement, to thumb their nose at government, federal government legislation of this. They come out and they're putting forth bills and resolutions and passing laws.
I'm thrilled that the NCAA isn't in charge of this, honestly.
Yeah, but here, the problem is someone is going to have to be.
Yeah.
And you
it's
can't.
Be Nick Saban.
And I don't know if Kirby was really tackling this head on, if it was in response to what was happening in the state of Tennessee, but you have the state of Tennessee doing this. You have the state of Georgia that's like, well, these are NIL deals are going to be exempt from income tax. Okay. So they're all what you're having then. And I guess we can eliminate Alaska. They're not really participating.
How dare you?
In Division I football conversations. So you have 49 different states that are all coming up with laws and regulations and rules, and they're not all going to apply evenly across college football. So somebody has to do it, whether that's the NCAA or the federal government
or a marriage
or maybe
of the two.
Both.
Yeah.
Someone has to do it. You can't just say we need rules. You also have to agree to rules.
Technically, nobody has to do it, and then you'll just keep doing this song and dance for the next however many years.
Great. That sounds super fun.
I mean, who do you have more faith in? I'd make that the fan poll for tomorrow.
Saturday's fan poll.
I don't think we run fan polls on the weekend.
They should. That'd be a really popular one.
Hey, we had an awesome opportunity a little bit earlier on to catch up with Lorenzo and Sonny Styles. We will bring that to you next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Dude, I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway. Exactly. Song of the summer. Here comes the drop. Crisp, fruity flavors like the limited time Mountain Dew Pitch Black. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a summer hit. I'm not sure you know how songs work. The convenience stores of Speedway. Hold on. You gotta hear how it ends. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For over 30 years, Schumacher Homes has been building affordable custom homes throughout the Buckeye State. Experience true customization on your land, your way, without any compromises. Come visit any of our 9 Ohio model home and design studio locations to see the latest in design trends and learn about our award-winning building process, or start online at SchumacherHomes.com. You'll be surprised how affordable a custom home will be. Schumacher Homes, proud home building sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts. And for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Fish has been named the third best sports program director in the country. Winner. The two dudes who finished ahead of him are dead. So we're declaring him the winner. You're listening to the home of champions, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We've got a story about a little bean doing big things. Soybeans are used in creative ways you may have never realized to make products we use every day. And Ohio's farmers are growing some of the world's best soybeans. By using and eating soy-based products, you make a positive impact locally and globally. Say hey to the largest ag export in the U.S. Learn more about soybeans at soysecrets.org. This ad brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
More clouds and sun, windy, warm, and humid on this Friday. Temperatures running in the low 80s. Chance of strong to severe thunderstorms later this evening and early tonight, with wind and hail and possibly tornadoes and flooding the primary threats. Into tomorrow morning, we'll lose the rain and also cool it down to around 60. It'll be breezy with plenty of sunshine on your Saturday, with temperatures in a high in the low 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The only radio show that bleeds scarlet and gray. This is The Buckeye Show.
Back here on The Buckeye Show, we are very honored. We're hanging out with some special guests tonight. It is the brothers Styles. It is Sonny and Lorenzo Styles. Fellas, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. Lorenzo, good to see you again. Sonny, you as well. It's been the third time I've been able to check in with you, Sonny. Lorenzo, this is the second year in a row being back here at Ohio State. Something very, very special you guys do coming up in a couple of weeks. May 30th, Grange Insurance Autobahn Center. It is the Sleep Out again in conjunction with the Huckleberry House. And Lorenzo, I know it's your second year being able to do this, and it really is a very, very unique event that you guys have put on these last couple of years.
Yes, sir. So this event, I mean, it's not to replicate homelessness. For those of you who don't know about the Huckleberry House, they're fighting against youth homelessness. They have it for under 18, but as well as transitional living for those over 18. And it just provides the opportunity for kids and young adults to have stability, create that stability, being able to know where their next meal is coming from, know where they're going to be able to get clothes from, things like that. And it's just a blessing for us to be able to do this for Sonny for the third year, me for the second year in a row. And this event's not to replicate homelessness, but just to give you more insight into what the youth are going through. And it's just, honestly, it's great for us to be able to have impact and be able to do everything we're doing this year.
Sonny, how did this become the organization, the event that you wanted to be part of?
Yeah, I think my mom, she actually introduced me and my brother to the Huckleberry House. It's an organization that's been around for a while. I know even when she was a younger child, she lived in Columbus, and she was familiar with it then. So they've been doing a lot of great work for an outstanding amount of years. So I think the biggest thing that stood out to us when we went there and started learning more about it is learning about the kids that were our age. At the time, I think when I first got there, I was 17. Kids at my age are experiencing these different types of things on a daily, weekly basis, and it's kids that are in my community all around Columbus, kids I might have been in school with, sitting next to in class. And, I think I almost felt a bit of conviction, just not even realizing the mass number of youth that's experiencing this on a yearly basis. It gave me a lot of conviction. I think for me and Lorenzo, and I think that just made us want to jump into it, just knowing, youth, kids our age are going through this. And, obviously we're trying to find something, to take part in. We grew up in a blessed situation, obviously blessed to be at Ohio State playing football, got a platform, and, I feel like the Huckleberry House is an amazing organization to help use our platform to raise awareness for it.
Yeah, and even if you aren't interested in doing the sleep out, there are different ways to help. Huckhouse.org is the website you can go to. And Lorenzo, I was here and you talked to Adam King a little bit earlier. No donation too small, no donation too big. So get out here and help these guys out. For these last couple of years, Lorenzo, what has impacted you the most? And Sonny, we'll get to you right after that.
Yes, sir. So I feel like my most impactful experience, the money and the donating, that's great. And there's no way around it. You need that to operate any type of nonprofit, any type of business. For me, the most impactful part has been my brother and I, and then my sister, Sydney. We all went over there. We brought some goodie bags, some Ohio State goodie bags, and we got to sit down and talk to the kids. And honestly, I know that day was impactful for them, but it was more impactful for me and my family, in the sense of it just gives you a new revelation. Like, I thought I knew enough about the Huckleberry House. I'd been there, and then I see these kids that some want to do finance, some want to be lawyers, some want to play football. So just being able to show them the way and give them almost the blueprint, because we had that stability, it's been great. So next time I go back, me and one of the young men, we said, all right, we're going to do a check-in. So I'm excited to go back and just check in and see where he's at. And I'm really excited to see the steps he's taken.
Sonny, for you?
Yeah, I mean, kind of what Lorenzo talked about, being able to go in there and hang out with the kids is amazing. It's a special experience, seeing the joy that they have despite what their circumstances might be. But something else that was super special for me was hearing a story from a woman. I don't know if she was in her late 20s, early 30s. She actually, she was at the Huckleberry House when she was younger, in her teens, and kind of went through the whole process of, the Huckleberry House assisting her and all those things. And they kind of leaped her into what it's like to be an adult and helped her and guide those footsteps for her, and seeing and like hearing what she's went through, and hearing where she's at now and everything she experienced and how the Huckleberry House did so much for her. It was amazing for me to hear. It just made me want to be a part of helping the Huckleberry House even more, just knowing and seeing a real life example of what the Huckleberry House can do for a person.
Well, they're lucky to have you, and I know that we're lucky to have them. We're now checking in with the Director of Advancement of the Huckleberry House. She is Carol Argero. Carol, I know it's got to bring a smile to your face knowing that these guys and the impact that they have made on the community now for the last 3 years.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Sonny and Lorenzo are amazing, but I have to say it's a whole family affair. Sydney is around now. She graduated from college and came back, and she's coming around. She's doing her part. I hear from Mama a lot, which is a great thing. That's a wonderful thing. So we love that Sonny and Lorenzo are passionate, but it's really the whole family. They believe in the work of Huckleberry House, and they live it, and there's nothing like that for an organization like us.
Absolutely. Again, you can go to huckhouse.org. Any donation amount is great. You can also participate in the sleep out at the Grange Audubon Insurance Park. It's right downtown. You can't miss it. It's a beautiful facility that they've got out there. So best of luck to you guys. I always get to enjoy doing this. Lorenzo, you for the second year. Sonny, you for the third year. How's it been being national champions this offseason? I mean, that's got to be a pretty cool thing, right?
Man, it feels great. It feels great to be in the city, Columbus, be Columbus boys, and win a national championship and bring it back. I feel like we're not just a demonstration of just Ohio State football, but just the whole state of Ohio. So just having the opportunity to win a national championship and then being here for a day for a cause like this, it kind of changes your life forever, winning a national championship. And it's just an honor to do that with my brother, and an honor to do that for the University of Ohio State and then the state of Ohio.
Yeah, definitely an amazing experience. A great group of men we had. Not only good football players, we had amazing people on that team. And I think that's what makes the team so special. A bunch of guys who are men of God, a bunch of guys who are good people, good sons, good brothers, all those things. And just knowing what we went through. We were at a pretty low, and obviously ended up at the highest high in all of college football. So now it's just time to go do it again.
A couple of weeks ago, Coach Day was telling us that he wanted you guys to get away from football. And I saw you guys in the hallway, and I was just joking around like, surely you can't actually do that. You guys don't take time off. But he said that's important. How much time is enough, Lorenzo? What are you going to do with it? Have you actually been able to unplug a little bit? Because I see you guys still around the facility all the time. It's not like you ever really turn it off.
Yeah, since we're here, so we're always going to be in the facility, taking care of our body. But I mean, it becomes routine. Like you feel weird getting out of your routine when you're on it for such a long time. But I've definitely taken some time off. I believe in taking time off. I have a beautiful girlfriend. I took her. We went to Miami for the first time.
Good man.
Recommend it. It was a great trip. So we got some time off. Well, now we're back into it. I feel recharged, and I'm ready to try to win another national championship.
Yeah, I mean, I love being at the facility, like he said. I find enjoying it. We got a lot of amazing people around, the coaches, players, support staff, everyone. I think it brings joy just stepping into the building, but it's obviously good to get away from football. I took a little trip out to Aruba with my girlfriend. It was a good time away, but, when I got back to the facility, I was, like, happy. It's almost like, man, I'm happy to be back. I was gone for a little bit too long, but, time off is good. And I think Coach Day does a good job of, supporting us and making sure we do get that time off because he knows it's good for us from a mental standpoint.
You guys are the best. Have a fantastic summer. Good luck in fall camp if we don't get to see you. And again, huckhouse.org if you want to help out. Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We had the brother Styles in with us a little bit earlier, Lorenzo and Sonny. Fantastic stuff from them. It's a really unbelievable organization as well. Again, huckhouse.org is where you can go. They have a goal of $175,000. Austin, currently they are at $91,271. Again, that's going to be May 30th coming up down at the Autobahn, it's pretty remarkable thing. And again, I was kind of humbled. I was the first year that Sonny got in conjunction with them. We were able to talk about that. Then Lorenzo came aboard, was able to do it together last year. And it's fantastic. It's a pretty great thing. And you want to talk about some proud parents.
Awesome family.
Yep.
And expand that out to the entire brotherhood at Ohio State. I think we say this a lot. Maybe people get tired of hearing it. Maybe they don't. Maybe they think that we're exaggerating it. We're not. Like, there are really awesome people in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center right now. Sonny and Lorenzo are two shining examples of that, but they're definitely not alone. They could be doing anything with their summer. They could be doing anything with their Friday night. They were in here talking to you and me and Adam King and preparing to do, an awesome event in a couple of weeks.
They didn't need to do that.
Did not need to. They don't need to give back at the level that they do either. Yeah. I think did Lorenzo or Sonny, they may have both gone. One of them was on the Buckeye cruise for cancer as well. It's another thing that, do you want your own time or no? They give back. And while they're still balancing being high-level, high-character football players with national championship rings. So that's not easy to do, and it's really impressive.
I know it had to be a great feeling for Lorenzo after that game on January 20th. I know it. I didn't ask him about it, but I know it. I could see it on his face.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
You won a national championship with your brother.
Yeah. Against your old team.
At the school where your dad played.
Yeah.
Dad didn't win a national title. I asked Sonny about that. Do you guys get a little bragging rights? They said they're still lagging behind because of the Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, they'll get there.
I think so.
They're going to have an opportunity to do that for sure.
There's no question about that.
Hey, we'll do a spring rewind, safeties edition, coming up here in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grill Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
We're very close to Buckeye football. Very close. Uncomfortably close. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Hanging out here on a Friday. Brandon B. Austin Ward. Got Cam behind the glass doing a fantastic job. My grandma's turning 91 years old tomorrow.
That's amazing.
Getting texts from my mom. I don't know where they're at. They're somewhere down in Dayton. They're out at a Mexican restaurant, giving her the full treatment. She's got the sombrero on. They're serenading her. Apparently, in this last half an hour, she's had a margarita and 2 shots of tequila.
Let's go. I mean, if you're making it to 91, Beam, there's no rules at that point.
Oh, she doesn't care either. I mean, Mikey's is her favorite thing in the world. That's what she calls Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Mikey's?
Yeah. She loves it. She loves the silver bullet. Anything you put in front of her, she's in.
That must be the secret to old age.
I think it is.
I think we're on the right track.
Like a Riesling, an Amaretto,
yeah,
a highball, anything you want.
Anything that has
I think so.
an ABV to it.
Yeah.
If it's got a number, she's good with it.
Yeah, she's good to rock.
Good.
Happy birthday to Mamaw tomorrow. 91 years old, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. She had a rough winter. Had a couple of falls, but she's bounced back in a big way this spring.
Well,
so
apparently she's ready to rock.
Yeah, she was over at the house the other day, earlier in the week, and yeah, she was having a good time, just pushing Theo away. I get so nervous because, our dog, he's 100 pounds. He's a big boy. He's 3 years old. Whenever someone comes to the door, he's just so excited, and he tends to jump. His tail, will whip you. It has whipped me multiple times, and it hurts. William knows anytime someone gets to the door, he backs away. He's like, I know exactly
danger zone
how this is gonna work. So when mom comes home in the afternoon, he sees her coming up, parking the street, walking up, and then he backs off. He lets the dog go first, and then he goes in, swoops in right after.
Well, there's a pecking order.
Yeah.
Seniority.
Yeah, it is.
First crack at mom.
He was our first child.
Yeah.
The dog was.
That's right.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Mamaw. 91 years old tomorrow. Good to see that she's still going strong.
How strong can she keep it going?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I get more texts or if this is going to be it for her tonight.
I mean, that's charging out of the gates.
Oh, yeah.
A couple shots of tequila. How many floaters were in that marg?
I would have probably one at least.
You got to have one.
Yeah. I mean, she's turned 91, all right? You got to have a floater in there.
It only happens once.
Hey, you and Berm do a show here on 10 TV Plus.
We do.
When is it going to be on YouTube, Austin?
Soon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming. That's the next day that I don't get that question will be the first one in several weeks.
We're going to get it on the tube.
Yeah, we're working on it. It'll be there very soon, I promise you. But for now, you can find it on every audio platform that exists on God's green earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it is also on 10 TV Plus. And every day, the fine folks at 10 TV have put it on 10tv.com. So it is just like watching YouTube, except the website address is different.
Yeah.
10tv.com.
Yes.
And it's right there.
That is correct.
And it's been fun to be back.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, you and Berm obviously have a long history together. You guys are doing spring rewinds. We were going to do this last night, but got caught in my tail of getting stuck in the tower at Ryan Field at Northwestern, which was it's a harrowing story.
More people wanted to hear about that.
You can go back to the podcast on the Buckeye Show and listen to that if you please, or don't. I don't care. We were going to do spring rewind yesterday on safeties, but we were just having so much fun and got to talking that we didn't get to do it. So let's do it now.
Well, Caleb Downs plays safety at Ohio State.
Caleb Downs does play safety at Ohio State. Very good.
He's the best safety in America. So
he's
that's
the best defensive football player in America.
And I think you can take it one step further, that he's the best defensive player. And then you come into this fascinating argument, which is, would you rather have Caleb Downs or Jeremiah Smith? Well, Ohio State doesn't have to worry about that because they've got them both.
Ooh,
it's a one for another day. Just keep that in the back pocket.
All right, that's next week.
But so you have, Caleb Downs was coming back off of a little bit of injury and rehab, so he didn't have to do a lot in spring camp, and he wouldn't have needed to anyway because, again, he is the best safety in America already. And that gave an opportunity for Malik Hartford and Jalen McClain to get a lot of extra reps. And, how do they fit together? What is the way that Matt Guerreri and Tim Walton and now Matt Patricia want to line up in the secondary next to Caleb Downs? You have a huge head start because you know what you have. You have the ultimate chess piece in the secondary.
He can really do whatever you want.
He can. And the benefit, it's like when Ohio State was really able to start moving him around that chessboard was when Jordan Hancock took that next step, when Lathan Ransom was fully healthy. And so it is a big deal that both of those guys are gone. Just because you have Caleb Downs, he's not going to go do it alone. And some combination of Malik Hartford and Jalen McClain will need to step up. And I thought that there may have been an opportunity, because Ohio State did look in the transfer portal in the winter period for another safety. Dylan Thieneman from Purdue was another.
Went to Oregon, did he?
Went to Oregon. Another option. Ohio State pursued that. And I thought there would be a chance that maybe they would continue to evaluate and look at options after spring camp, because Keenan Nelson, a player that they brought in from South Carolina a year ago, had also been dealing with, injury, a couple of open practices. We didn't really see him doing a ton of that during spring camp. And then after that, I mean, that's it, because you lost both of those guys that I named, Jordan Hancock and Lathan Ransom, to the next level. You had Jaden Bonsu transfer out. So the depth really took a hit. In terms of just numbers, I thought, well, maybe they would take somebody else. The springs that Jalen McClain and Malik Hartford had alleviated some of that concern at the top.
I feel like a lot of guys had big springs.
And then Fahim Delane just sort of jumps in the mix right away as a true freshman. Has his first camp. It's like he makes a heck of a play in the spring game. He was showing up throughout some of these student appreciation day scrimmages, physical, ready to go. Again, Ohio State is recruiting the best of the best. They're having tremendous success there. The BIA stuff, not just at corner, it's the entire secondary. And guys want to be part of that. And so, they didn't bring anybody in, or they haven't at this point. And I don't see that there would be anybody out there that Ohio State would view as an upgrade. So that's encouraging what you see there from McClain and Hartford. I feel like Malik Hartford is in this spot, Beamer, where Jalen McClain is the newer, shinier toy. And I'm excited.
The old grizzled vet.
Yeah, I'm excited for his potential, just like everybody else. And I know that what that can be and how good he can be for the Buckeyes. But Malik Hartford, I think he hit this period where 2 years ago in training camp, this guy was the talk of camp.
I was just going to say that. A couple of years ago, if you rewind the clock back to spring of 2023, we were talking about him in the capacity that we're talking about some of these other guys that we are right now.
He started a game in September as a true freshman, and I think because of a couple combination, the combination of the play, hitting a little bit of that freshman wall, petering out a little bit, that's fine. It's accepted. That's the normal order of business for true freshmen. They're not going to just go out and be outside of the exception, which is someone like Jeremiah Smith. Like, you're going to have to learn through adversity. And Malik Hartford had that. He had the one play that he certainly would want back. Everyone wants it back from in the big house. Goes to a touchdown. Should have been an interception for Denzel Burke anyway, but he had a chance to make a play and make none of that matter, and he didn't. And that's fine. And then he dealt with injuries a year ago. That's another part of this maturation and physical development. But now that you have had the on-field experience, you've got 2 years in the program, you go through winter fully healthy, you go through spring fully healthy. Some of that stuff, the upside that we were talking about 2 years ago, it still exists in Malik Hartford. The upside is still there. You can tap into that now, and he's got an opportunity to do that. One of the guys that I think changed his body maybe more than anybody, it was that, okay, well, here he is. Now he looks like what you're supposed to look like when you go through body by Maradi for 3 years. And he's going to be a major factor. So that's not to say it has to be Malik Hartford, or it doesn't have to be Malik Hartford. It needs to be Jalen McClain. It can't be anybody else. Probably needs to be both of them. But I think, if there is a rush out there to just anoint Jalen McClain as the next thing, keep in mind that Malik Hartford was that guy a year before him.
Yeah, 100%. Right? I mean, this happens all the time with Ohio State football. Every year we do it. We get excited about the freshmen who are coming in, or the super sophomores, who's going to be a breakout guy, right? These are some of the things that I do. I will say, though, having Caleb Downs next to whoever's going to be next to him has got to be the ultimate security blanket. And whether that is Tim Walton, and whether that is Matt Guerreri, or whether that is Matt Patricia being new here, I'm excited to see what that brain workshop comes up with for number 2.
Well, number 2 will elevate the play for both of those guys.
Yes, he will.
But I do think it is reciprocal. As I mentioned with Jordan Hancock and Lathan Ransom, what allowed Caleb Downs to start doing more, showing up in different places and closing on footballs and getting some PBUs and getting interceptions to seal and close out some games. It was the confidence that those other two guys were giving the coaching staff and giving the rest of the silver bullets out there. So it has to go both ways. Caleb Downs is going to help those guys, but they also need to be able to step up in August and help him.
I mean, I just have to feel like Matt Guerrieri feels like the luckiest coach in America. You got Caleb Downs to work with.
I ask him that like every time I see him. I think he's well versed with the answer, but it's like, because I'm trying to come at it from the perspective of like, what's it like to coach somebody like that? Because you hear that all the time, the cliche that Caleb Downs can go out there and be a coach on the field, and he can. And we see him on the sideline a lot of times talking to the younger guys, talking to Jordan Hancock, kind of vocally at times last year as well. So, what's it like to coach somebody who has that ability, that athleticism, also is constantly in the film room, who's constantly learning and constantly trying to get better? I was at, outside the Woody on Monday doing a show with Adam King, and who was there in the parking lot at 1:00 on a Monday? No reason that he needs to be during this time off.
How many other guys are there?
It's Caleb Downs. It's like not many other guys. There weren't a lot of cars there.
Yeah.
The players' parking lot was pretty empty, and then Caleb Downs is strolling in there to go get some extra work. But so I asked Matt Guerrieri about that all the time. It's not like, don't you feel lucky? Doesn't this make your job easy? Because I think it makes his job harder, because you have to elevate your game as the coach. You know what Caleb Downs
he's
demands.
Very capable of doing
that. I Ryan Day said it, so I don't have to say it.
Yes.
This guy is a rising star in the profession. You keep an eye on Matt Guerrieri. And I'm not saying it's too hard that he can't match it, but it's like you have to be on your game to go in front of that meeting room, to go out to the practice field, to talk about tips, to talk about fundamentals, to talk about techniques. Like, that's the challenge that all coaches live for. Like, you have a good player, and then you get to help them take the next step. But it demands that you show up every day with the same level of intensity that Caleb Downs does.
But I also feel like it helps them in a big way as well. I mean, it helps the coaches. You have a player like that. Yeah, I know that this guy can do everything that we ask of him, but at the same time, we need to do what's best by him and what's best by me, and that inherently that would make you a better coach. Being able to coach your best player who doesn't need it at all, that you get the best out of that guy and coach him to excellence, then all of a sudden you're a better coach, and I think that's what Matt Guerrieri is looking at right here. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun summer, I feel like, for those guys in that safeties room.
And Byrne made this point that coaching someone like Caleb Downs for Matt Guerrieri, the benefit is not just on this roster, it is for the future roster. Yeah. You look at the number one safety commit in the country, going down into Louisiana and landing that doesn't happen very often, and I don't know that it's ever happened for Ohio State to do that. But the number one and the number two ranked safeties in the country are both committed or potentially in line to be in Ohio State. So that's the Caleb Downs effect. That's a byproduct for Matt Guerrieri as well. There's a lot of good things happening there.
Hashtag Buckeyes Friday edition next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It always seems to happen at the worst time. You're finally in bed after a long, hard day, and then you hear it. You sit up, heart sinking. Is that coming from the ceiling? All of a sudden, it's a middle-of-the-night flashlight hunt to find the leak. But don't worry, Newman Roofing has you covered, literally. With more than 3 decades in the business, we've seen just about everything a storm can throw at a roof. Our teams know how to spot the problem, explain your options, and fix it right the first time, with craftsmanship and care you can feel good about. We're not just here for a quick patch job, and we never will be. We're here to make sure your home stays protected season after season. So when it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, choose the company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts. And for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Donato's is bringing you huge savings on a large pizza. For a limited time, get any large one-topping Donato's pizza for just $10.99 when you order online and pick it up. That's right, just $10.99. I'm going with that pepperoni. But hey, you pick your favorite topping, then pick up your large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 when you order online using promo code PICKUP. That's promo code PICKUP. Pick up your Donato's and save today.
It's Kubota Orange Days. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs, get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,500 off BX23S tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Visit BuckeyeKubotaDealers.com to find a dealer near you.
Bobby Carpenter is taking morning juice to YouTube. Catch Bobby and Tito on the Fan's YouTube page weekday mornings from 6 to 8. More Bobby, less commercials, and you can watch him scratch himself.
Decent people everywhere will get offended.
The Fan.
Are you experiencing knee pain? Is something as simple as walking up and down the stairs painful? Well, I found the answer to your pain. Hey, it's Tyvus Powell. What Columbus Medical Director Dr. Aaron Wolkoff and his team are doing is nothing short of remarkable. They are using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joints. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing old tissues. Best part with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, there's no surgeries involved, and there's no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. The patient's satisfaction reports are astonishing. Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatment that can help you live your best life. The consultation is free. New locations in Grove City and Canal Winchester. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by the Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at the Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
#Buckeyes here. Final segment for us on a Friday. Give you a little update for what's going on with the Buckeyes. Take you down to Knoxville, good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Division I softball championships. Round number 1, Women's College World Series regionals. Buckeyes 9, Tar Heels 6. Final. Woo! 6 home runs in that game.
I
for the
told
Buckeyes.
you. Mashing.
Absolutely mashing.
It's a hitter's park down there.
Got a date tomorrow in the Knoxville Regional with Tennessee.
The Lady Vols.
Oh, it's going to be a great atmosphere down there.
It will be. It'll be rocking.
Yeah, of course it will. So good job out of them. They got that done. Saw that the baseball team lost to Illinois. I think they have their series finale coming up tomorrow against the Fighting Illini. And then give you a little scoreboard update since we got a lot of good golf going on here down in Quail Hollow where our guy Rhyme Time is at. He'll be down there tomorrow. Update from the NCAA Division I Women's National Championship at Omni La Costa. Austin, sounds lovely, in Carlsbad, California. Your Ohio State Buckeyes currently, out of 30 teams in the field, they rank 22nd. They're in holes 8 through 11 currently on the board. No surprise to anybody if you've ever listened to this show. Carrie Hollenball leading the way for the Buckeyes. She is currently 1 under par on her round. They are +9 as a team. So still some work to do. I mean, you got a few days to be able to go out and do some things. And you got today, you got tomorrow, and you got Sunday. If you qualify, I believe it is the top 16 teams, maybe, Austin, or the top 12.
Yeah.
Then get to play another round on Monday. And then from there on, you get to compete in the national championship. So best of luck to everybody out there playing golf in Carlsbad. And, of course, to the softball team tomorrow in Knoxville.
The men's golf team is out there in Maricopa, Arizona, the Acton Southern Dunes Golf Club. They had 4 rounds under par today, Beamers. Just
Adam Wallen leading the way.
Just must be nice.
Is my guess.
Tyler Sabo.
Okay.
Firing a little 68.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
So they are in second in that 10-team field out there behind Utah State. I got to feel like they're erasing that deficit tomorrow, and the Buckeyes are gonna claim a new
I think Adam Wallen graduated.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Maxwell Moldovan playing in this?
He's not on that one either.
Neil Shipley?
No, they're gone. You got some fresh blood here. Shipley, was that like a month ago? Got his first win on the Korn Ferry Tour?
I did see that.
I love that guy.
Guy's cool Buckeye. Put him on the list.
Well, based on your expansive rules, you only had to be here for a year, and now you qualify.
Jack, not on the list, though.
Nope, just Neil Shipley. Here's your Ping commercial, and now you're top 5 all time.
Oh,
most
man.
influential Ohioans.
That guy, what a head of hair he has.
Man, he's the best.
Somebody get him a Head and Shoulders deal.
He's getting deals.
I know he is.
He's cooking out there.
He's having a nice time out there. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, just to be a professional golfer.
Why didn't we do that?
I don't know. I wasn't good enough to do that.
Oh.
I didn't pick up golf until I was like 19 years old. First time I ever played golf, it was with my grandpa. And I mean, I was so arrogant on the way to the golf course. I'm like, doesn't look that hard. These guys, Tiger Woods on TV makes it look so easy. And he's just laughing at me and playing with him. And then my 2 uncles, we were down in Florida. He was like, what do you think you're going to shoot today? I'm like, I don't know, 75. And he just starts laughing out loud. I'm like, I hit balls on the driving range. It's all right. First live ball round of golf ever. My first shot that I have ever played in a actual 18-hole round of golf went behind me. It went backwards. Safe to say that 75 was safe.
75 on the front.
Yeah.
75 on the back.
Probably more, if we're being honest with it.
Wow.
I was telling Bob the other day, so I worked at NCR down in Dayton, NCR Country Club, and that's how I kind of first started my relationship with golf and the golf industry, and I would be the golf ball picker-up guy on the driving range. And I would sit down. It's a beautiful course. If you've ever been down to Dayton, you're able to play it. Go do it. It's awesome. Got Moraine right across the street as well. So 54 holes of unbelievable golf down there in the Miami Valley, and I would sit at the bottom of the driving range. It's like 350 yards at the bottom. Even if a ball's getting to you, it's bouncing slowly. And I would just sit there with a 7-iron and just hit an old raggedy Ping, like big eyes 7-iron.
Yeah.
And I would just sit down at the bottom and just pump balls back up the hill. And I'd probably hit 500 golf balls a day.
What a racket.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So, sounds like you were gearing up to make a run at the tour.
I was trying.
I mean, just getting the calluses on the hands, just bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we're not seeing you this weekend at the PGA.
No, there's no chance. What do you think you're firing out there? You're playing your own ball. And yes, at the distances that they're playing.
Some of these holes are absurd.
It's 250-yard par 3.
And what they're doing next month at Oakmont, like the 300-yard par 3, I don't enjoy. I want to be able to actually like compare. I'm nowhere near their level, obviously. But, like, that's not real golf.
No.
300-yard par 3s. Siwoo Kim made it.
These guys are flying bunkers at 335.
I know. I already know they're good.
I'm not getting to the front of the bunker.
Let's
at
just
250.
Let's just see them do it in something that resembles real life. But, I mean, Siwoo Kim's he makes an ace on the 246-yard par 3 today. Like, a lot of guys were struggling just to I was watching earlier the coverage, and Scotty and Rory and Xander, like, they're all just trying to nuke 4-irons there, and they're all coming up short. Mm-hmm. Like, Siwoo takes a little bit more. This was easy. I got a 1. I'm out of here.
Yeah, plop.
But what am I shooting at Quail Hollow? I mean,
110.
Gotta be.
Yeah, I think easy 110.
I mean, I was able to get around Pinehurst number 2 in 89 and feel really good at, but that's not tipped out, obviously. And I'm
Play
glad
your
it
own ball
wasn't.
down there?
Yeah, I did.
Wow,
Believe it or
that's
not.
shocking.
I was forced by the brothers-in-laws. Like, we're playing number 2. We're not doing the scramble. So, why? It'd be cool to have a 2-man scramble at Pinehurst number 2.
Nobody's ever
it's
done
right
it,
there
I'm guessing.
It's right there in the name.
Yeah.
It's perfect for the Central Ohio 2-man scramble league. But anyway, I did play my own ball. Wasn't tipped out. I remember going onto the tee at number 4. Is it number 4? Yeah. And it was like from the normal tees, like 450-yard par 4. And then you turned around.
And you look back 600 yards.
And it was like 150 yards back there. I'm like, this place is a par 4 for these guys. This is nuts.
If you have a chance in a couple of weeks to go out to the Memorial Tournament, just look at where these guys hit from.
I can't relate.
No, you can't relate. I can't relate. Nobody can relate. Because you know why? Because we're normal. We're average.
But you know what? We do have one of the 18s at the Ridge Golf and Gardens during the Marysville Marathon is tipped out.
Yes, it is.
And that's
the championship round.
That's the championship round. And weirdly, the last 2 years, the average scores have been lower from the back.
Everybody's fighting for Dottie.
That's when it gets heated.
It does. You got to get out there and make sure that you win that trophy. Or be like me and finish 10th no matter what you do.
It's just right there. It's a sweet
10th.
spot.
I'm always 10th.
I think you're going to finish higher than 10th this year.
You think? Over under 9.5.
I think your game is rounding into form.
I feel pretty good about my game this
I think
year.
you're going to make a charge.
Ooh.
And maybe this year will be the first time that you and I actually win a match.
Yeah,
every time we're paired together, we just like
we come up against a wrecking ball.
I don't know. I think we shot like the last time we played together was like even par. Like we couldn't even do anything. No birdies.
That's the best way to play golf. I'm okay with even par. I shoot even par on a golf course. It's great. Austin, I had so much fun with you here this week. Let's do it again on Monday, shall we?
Whenever you need me here, I will be here.
I will heed
unless I can't be.
I will heed that call, my friend. Everybody have an awesome weekend. ESPN radio is up next. We are back on Monday. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Check out this fresh deal on General Mills Giant Size Cereal. Select 20 to 29 ounce varieties or 3 for only $10 when you buy 3 with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
AgPro has been family owned and operated for over 64 years.
We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get